And it looks like we're recording again. So welcome. This is the online session for 10:30, 10:40, and this would be the session after the last session, but just before the next session. So anyway, we're going to cover, I'm going to demonstrate a few problems here from chapter 5 on plotting. I guess I was going to say I'm going to forego the simple basic plotting, but I need to do some of the basic plotting to do one of the complex plotting using tiled layout and nexttile. So I'm going to work problem 5.1 and 5.13, which two are tied together. And then it will also do problem 5.28, which is doing a problem with two different scales on the y-axis. So we're going to start here with problem. Oh, stupid cap locks gets me every time. Cap locks off. Problem 5.1, 5.13. I'm going to do them both at the same time. So it wants us to create plots using the following functions from 0 to 10. Now, if you're in the grader, it probably tells you how many increments to do it in. I'm not sure. But when you're in the standalone, you can do what you want. And the more data plots points you can give it, the more smoother your plot. So I'm going to go by an increment of 100 thou to 10. So that gives me 100 data points. And I'm going to suppress the output so we don't have to look at it. And then I'm going to create a y1 is equal to exp. This is how you create e to the x of x. And we're going to suppress that output. And then we're going to do a y2 equals sine of x. Suppress that output. And the y3 is equal to a. Okay. Okay. I guess technically, if we want to make it variable, we'll have the a equals 5, b equals 2, and c equals 4. You're a kumquat. Okay, so now we can just write this the way it's written in the book, which is a times x dot range, because it's a vector, 2 plus b times x plus c, and suppress that output. Und then they will come down here and do y4, and that's equal to squirt squirt. And that's okay. So now it wants us to plot these in individual plots, and then which is very simple. We'll just do one here for an example. So we're going to plot the first one. We're going to plot our x against y. We'll just plot y1. And then, technically speaking, I think every problem has plot of come on, you can spell, you freaking idiot. You always want to give it the titles and labels. Now, in the grader, it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter what you use as your labels, as long as you do the labels. So you can put, like Fred in here, and it will still pass the assessment. However, I have been wrong before. Grader is still still learning on everything we can and can't do in a grader. Okay, so if we execute this, we'll get a nice little plot. It looks like XP to 10, so it's going to go whing. You can do it. I know you can. I know you wanna. See, there we go. Let's see, there's our wing going up to where That's a very large number. Okay, so and then it's just the same for the rest of those plots in individuals. But we're going to skip now over to problem 513, which says you create 4 plots. Combine these into one figure with 4 subplot windows. Oh, sorry, 4 subwindows. Okay, so a couple of things here. First off, if we want to assign the object from the plot command to a variable, we're going to call it t is in the wrong spot on my freaking chart, you idiot. T is equal to tiled layout. And we're going to do a 2 by 2. It doesn't say what to do. 2 by 2 will give us 2 rows, 2 columns. We could do a 4 by 1, and I believe also there's a flow command that you can use where it just picks the best layout to do. But I'm going to force it into a 2 by 2. Okay, and we're going to suppress that output. Now, why did you assign that to T? Okay, hang on a second. Let me get to the end of this problem, and I'll show you why we assigned all that to T. Okay, I appreciate if you would do that for me. I will do it for you, just because you asked so nicely. Okay, so first thing we want to do is do a nexttile. There's 2 T's there, and that sets it up to do the plot in the very first square, and then we're going to plot. Actually, we're going to steal all this stuff up here. We're going to copy that so that you don't have to watch me struggle through typing it again. And so there's our first plot. And we can run this, and we should see in the upper left-hand corner that very same plot that's faded out right now. And there it is, plot stuff with Fred and not Fred. And then to get the next one, we just do another nexttile. And then we'll plot the second one, x comma y2. We're going to borrow this stuff here. We're going to get rid of this. So this one here is actually, what was it? Oh, this is sine. I guess we could be nice and put in here what our equations are so we can know what they are. And this would be x, and I don't grade for what you label your stuff, just as long as they're labeled. And obviously you want to make them meaningful. Okay, and then if we do the nexttile, and we're going to do a plot of x comma y3, and this one has a title of a whole bunch of crap. Let's see. That was something like ax squared plus bx plus c. And we'll borrow these here so we don't have to type those over again. And then our final one, nexttile, and we'll do a plot at x comma y4. And this one is a tile, so a title of the square root of x. And poof. Okay, there we go. All done. But wait a minute. Yeah, what? We're all done. No, you're not. Yes, I am all done. See, I got all 4 plots. And I'll even prove it. I'll print them. But you lied to us. I didn't lie. What about that T? Oh, the T. Yeah, the T. This guy right here. Why did you do the T? And why is it clear down there? Oh, because we did this other plot here. Okay. Okay, so now, see, you got a title on each of the plots. And if you go a title and give it the object, and then another title, plot of plots. And if we run this, boom, 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 do it. There you go. That gives the overall plot title. So, whoa, Mind blown. Dude. Okay. Any questions? Oh man, we lost Evan. I bored him to tears. Okay. Oh well. Okay. Well, there's 5-1 and 5-13s. We'll go on to 5-28s. 5-28s, we need to have, um, um, okay, section break, text, problem 5.28. And so we're got new problems. We're going to start with clear. We don't need a CLC because we're not putting anything in the command window. Okay, for fundamentals, deformation changes their physical properties into a process called cold work. The metal is intentionally deformed to make it stronger. The data in 528 lists tabulated both the strength and ductility of metal that has been cold worked to different degrees. Plot these data on a single XY plot with two axes. Be sure to label both y-axes. Okay, so first stuff we got to do is load our data file. So we're going to go load, and I think it was cold work .dat. Let's see if that worked. Nope. I think I got too many spaces in there. There we go. Okay, so now that worked for me because I'm special. My mama always told me you're special. But no, see, but technically speaking, um, your data file needs to be inside of your current folder. Okay, but I don't see a cold work file in there. That's right, because I have mine set up to default to a different location if it can't find it in here. So just make sure that your copy of the coldwork.dat is in your current folder. Otherwise, it won't be able to read it. Okay, so now let's look at the cold work and spell it right and see what the thing looks like. Okay, so the first column is our percent work. This is our yield strength, and this is our ductility. There we go. Let's spit it out. Okay, so I'm going to put a percent equals cold work, and we're going to grab all the rows from the first column and suppress that output. And then yield is going to equal cold work, all the rows from the second column, and I'm not even going to call it. Um, what is, oh, it's we got to pull it out of here, cold work. All the data or all the rows from the third column. So that gives us our stuff. So, um, um, Mom just called me so on my phone. Sorry, that was a Christmas song from back in the old days, back in the 80s, like morning team called John Dan. John Carter and Dan Thomas, I believe it was his name. You're old. I know I'm old. I'm old, older than dirt. Okay, yeah. So, so, um, sorry, I had to refresh my brain there for a second. See, back in the olden days, up for the last 100 years that we've been teaching MATLAB, when we're plotting two lines on the same plot with different y scales, we've always used a command that was called plot YY. You can still do that. Um, you would do your X variable and your Y variable and your X variable and your second Y variable. And when it plots, it gives you your plot. It gives you your plot. Don't make light out of me. Oh, poor Fig Nugan. Because it's pulling off of the previous, um, we need to do a CLF, which is a clear figure. And now it'll pull it all onto just one plot. And see, so now you see we've got two different Y scales. But we don't teach plot YY no more, so forget you ever seen that. What we teach now is what do we do? Oh yeah, we come up here and we go YY axis left, and we just plot one of these. No, no, come on, Control X, back up, and so this should just give us one plot line. Okay, well, this got a number here, but that's okay. And then we can do a Y label, and this what this side here was. What was it? Oh, this was yield strength. Yield. And what was the units on that? Remember? I don't remember when I did the breakfast this morning. You want me to remember that? I don't know. Hang on a second. I'll get you there. Megapascal. Um, and then we go YY axis right and plot the other one. Plot. Wow, look how fast he typed that. Almost like he pasted it in there. Yeah, I did. I cheated. And then Y label is ductility. Ductility, but we need to have some kind of a quotation mark here. Let's do a single one. And then I think good. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I guess we should have done an X label somewhere. X label is percent cold work. Yeah, I know I'm missing some punctuation marks, but that's okay. I got plenty of them. We'll put one right here and one right there, and then we'll do a title. And no threes. And there we go. So and the difference between using the YY axes versus the plot YY is in putting labels. I mean, to me, that's the biggest difference because trying to label your Y axis on the right side, you have to jump through a lot of hoops and, stand on one foot and twirl your left finger around clockwise. It was always a nuisance. And I could never remember it. I always had to come over here and do a help plot YY and go in and see the code on how to get to it and make it do it. But this is so much easier. You just change the control from the left side to the right side, do what you got to do, and yeah, so cool. Hopefully this helps a little bit with some of the more complex plotting stuff in MATLAB. Um, if you got questions, comments, wants, needs, errors, concerns, or complaints, oh, I almost said keep them to yourself, but I wouldn't do that. That would be mean. I said just drop me a line, send me a text. Well, you don't have my text number. Send me a message in Canvas. I get them. I read them. And 99.9% of the time I respond. So I'll sit here for another 15, 20 minutes if anybody pops in.